Hey JD aliens, welcome back, man. How you been? It's been a long time since we've seen each other. That is a joke. I'm here like every day, and so are you, and I'm extremely and forever grateful for it. Welcome back to the show, man. For you new guy, girl who just showed up, this is kind of like the non-tech channel that showcases tech. I don't do real hardcore technical stuff. I just have a good time playing around with tech devices, and we just leave it at that, man. So if you came here with your panties all up in a bunch, ready to talk about specs and codecs and chips and stuff like that, you need to turn around and go somewhere else. But you are always welcome back. Now it's time to get on with the show. But before we do that, we gotta roll that doggone intro, baby. Let's do it. All right, everybody settle down, man. It's time to get going. So recently I just got my Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, and I have to trade in my Galaxy Note 10 Plus because that was the only way I was going to get that amazing deal that Samsung was offering. As I was reaching for the box, I noticed I had other notes that I did not trade in because I just basically run my phones to the ground, put them back in the box, and then move on to the next big thing. But since we have all these notes here, I just want to go down memory lane with you guys, man. This is not a video for any intent and purpose other than to go down memory lane with the notes that I have in house. I don't have every note. It's like, I don't know, 12 of them actually. I don't have every one, but I just want to do the history of the notes, man, because this is a badass phone and it deserves the respect. So let's go ahead and start with the evolution of the Galaxy Note, man. Look at this. This is the Note 2. The Note 4, they had two Note 4s, which was the Note 4 and the Note Edge, which after they came out with the Note 7, I realized that they did something shady, man. So they went from the Note 4 to the 5, and then they skipped the 6 because of what they did with the 4. They jumped to the Note 7. Yes, this is a real functioning, fully functional, unbattery capped Note 7. And this is the Note 8, and then this is the Note 10 Plus, and then we have the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. I'm not going to talk about this phone too much. I might talk about this one quite a bit, and then so far down the line, I'm going to go into some stuff, man. So let's go ahead and get this started, man. Look at this, man. This is the back of the Galaxy Note 2. So the reason why I have the Galaxy Note 2 is because that's where I started, okay? I did not want to get the Galaxy Note 1 because I couldn't afford it. I was not doing as well as I am right now. I was on Sprint, and I was using I think it was like the HTC Evo 4G or something like that. And, data plans and phone plans were just different than they are today. And plus I didn't have the disposable income that, I'm working with now. So it wasn't always a thing for me to upgrade and get the new phone. But here we have the Galaxy Note 2, which was actually leaps and bounds better than the Galaxy Note 1 because of a lot of things, man. The screen actually got bigger. As you can see here, my screen is severely cracked. But what I loved about Samsung and other phones back in the day was you could actually take them apart. And since you can take them apart, you got a removable battery here, which was awesome. I think this was like I don't know how many megapixels that camera was, but it was only one camera on the back of the phone back in these days. But since you could take these backs off and it was plastic, they actually did have NFC on the back of here, man. So that was cool that they had that back in the day. But look at this. I could have extra parts for my phone. So here's an extra back. Here's the extra housing or the frame, an extra battery, extra board right here, motherboard. And then you could actually purchase a screen. So I'm always going naked, right? I use cases back in the day a lot, but every once in a while I like to go naked. If you're going naked, chances are you're going to break your phone. So I did break it, and I broke it once, and the screens were not that expensive. I actually have a perfectly great screen right here that I wanted to put on before I got rid of this phone, but it turns out I ended up keeping the phone. And I just didn't bother replacing the screen because I didn't use it anymore because the Note 4 came out, which we're going to go to in a second. But man, this Note, ooh, look at this S Pen right here. Let's pull it. They didn't have the on-screen display or on-screen or screen off notes back then. But when you pull it out, you hear that? Hold on, let me get that. Let me get that. Ooh, you hear that? That whoosh. That's what's up. So the S Pen, feeling this S Pen compared to the newer S Pens, it is very cheap. But I like that little swoosh it had on the end of it, man. It stood out, man. Not only because it was the only phone with an S Pen, but just because it stood out. Let's take a look at S Note from back in the day. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's in a folder. Yeah, folders. So Android had folders way back in the day. Don't sync the notes. But look at S Note from back in the day, man. Look at that, dude. Oh, that is so cool. I loved how they did the folder. Samsung, if you please would go back to these little folders right here, man. This was so awesome. You could do all these little fancy notes right here with the drawing and stuff, and it was just awesome, man. I know this. I don't want to turn this into a super long video, but I'm gonna have to spend some time here on the Note 2 because this phone was stinking epic for its time. So this is old school Android right here. I'm not sure what number this is. I don't feel like going into the settings, but this is straight up old school. But you could mirror your display. They came out with the power saving modes and stuff like that. The Note 2 was epic, man. It was a revolutionary phone, and I'm still glad that I actually kept this thing. Let me go ahead and power this off because we are done with it. Wow. So on to the Note 4. The Note 4, and you'll start to notice why I liked getting the even number Galaxy Notes. The Note 3 was great, right? But the Note 4 was revolutionary, especially for Samsung, because they brought in the metal frame. They still kept the plastic back, but then they made it a little bit more premium by adding this rubbery, leathery back onto it. But as you can see here, put your thumb in there, you can still remove that battery, man. Shout out to Anker because they sold great batteries and they still sell amazing charging products today. But you can see all your stuff right there. And you can still work on this phone, man. You can still work on these phones yourself and fix them without having to send it off or pay $200 to get a brand new one. But what am I doing here? Oh, okay. So on this phone, as far as the hardware, a big change right here was the freaking IR scanner, or not IR scanner, infrared blaster, the IR blaster. Oh my God, Samsung, please bring that back. I'm serious, Samsung. You got to bring back the IR blaster. I still wish I had it. Like, I always got my phone in my hand, but my remote control is like, 3 feet away. I'm lazy. Put the IR blaster back, man. It's not that serious. You could do that. Anyways, man, you swipe up, you get your screen right here. The screen was beautiful. This was like, don't even get me started on the screen. I have one of those glass screen protectors on here, and it is cracked because those things are trash. In one of my previous videos, I talked about how terrible these things are. You'll spend more in screen protectors than you will in a protection plan. So just take the screen off, or the screen protector off. Let me get that off of there right now. Hold on. Yeah, let's get that out of there. Oh, yeah. Now we got straight up naked screen, man, on a beautiful, pristine Galaxy Note 4. Let's take a look at some stuff, man. I believe S Note is probably still the same. Yeah, it's the same. No, they changed the icon here, but is it Samsung Notes or S Notes? Wait a minute. What is this? Hold on, man. Hold on. That is S Note. That's the newer icon for S Note. Let me hit OK. But oh yeah, it's still the old S Note, man. So that's a good thing, man. I kind of like the old S Note. I love the new Samsung Notes, but I wish they would bring back some functionality from the S Note. Let's hit that camera, man, because this camera, it was kind of a beast. It's a beautiful looking camera setup. You got your blood pressure is it, or heart rate sensor right there. That was awesome to have right there, just to be able to check it. Oh man, that's awesome, man. That freaking camera, man. Oh yeah, and then you got the fingerprint scanner right here. Now this thing was trash, okay? So it worked, but you really had to be like precise with your fingerprints. But this is Samsung's, I believe, first attempt at putting a fingerprint scanner in the phone. But this phone was revolutionary because it brought in the metal frame, because people were always complaining Samsung phones were cheap. So they said, we can do uncheap. And so they put in the metal frame with the chamfered edges. This phone designed with the metal chamfered edges, the flat glass, and the removable leather back. This is still by far my favorite design of the Galaxy Note, man. Look at the flares on the outside of the phone right there. This is the best one, man. The Note 4. Whew, I don't want to put this down. It just feels so dang good when you hold it. And look at that screen. That screen is marvelous. Oh, I got to put it down and move on, man. I don't want to take this forever. Now we move on to the Galaxy Note 7. Great balls of fire. This phone was great, man. It was freaking great when it came out. They came out with the Galaxy Note 4 and the 4 Edge, I think it was. And then they came out with the 5, and this phone should have been called the 6. And that's what jinxed it. They renamed it the 7 for no good reason at all, man. And it started having problems with the battery expanding and some of them catching fire. They never actually blew up, but people would say they blew up. And, you know, they just had to recall them twice, as a matter of fact. But I managed to keep mine. And my battery actually does charge to 100%. It was dead when I turned it. Well, when I tried to turn it on, it was dead. So I just charged it up a little for this video. But man, perfectly functional Galaxy Note 7, man. This is beautiful. This should have been the 6. And remember the trend, 2, 4, 6. 6 was revolutionary because if you remember, the Galaxy Note 5 still shared a lot of characteristics of the Galaxy Note 4, which was the revolutionary phone, as was the Galaxy Note 2. So the 6 was another revolutionary phone. They moved over to the glass back. Okay, same camera setup, I think, or similar, right? But now we have, I think that sensor is still here. Yep, that sensor is still there. But now we have this curved screen on all the phones, and this phone was beautiful. It feels good when you pick it up naked, but the Galaxy Note 4 still feels the best. So this is the glass phone, but then they started adding stupid stuff in, like the dedicated Bixby button, which was stupid. No, this isn't Bixby just yet. We still got volume up and down here, which was fine. But yeah, let's go through some stuff, man. Let's look at some apps, see what they've done differently. So they did update software, of course. You know, Samsung will give you a good 2 years worth of updates before your phone is trash. But let's look at the S Pen. I didn't pull it out for the Galaxy Note 4, so let's backtrack a little bit because look at the difference. This is the 4. Okay, it's got these ridges on it, and it's thicker. It feels more substantial and better to hold, but it does not have that clickiness on the end. This is the one where they introduced the click. And this was clutch, man. I like this right here. Although I wish it was a little bit thicker, you know, to be able to just grab and have good ergonomics. Now with the Galaxy Note 4, was this that phone that you couldn't put your S Pen in the wrong way or something like that? Some dumbasses were out there sticking their S Pens in backwards or something like that and getting their, oh my God, people are stupid. Anyways, back to the Note 7, aka the Note 6. This was the time they introduced the clicky S Pen, man. Just epic design. And that's when you get this right here and you get all your what was that called? The fancy notes where you can do the whatchamacallits, what is that called? the messages with the live message. I think this is when they introduced live message, man. This was good times. But they did take away my IR blaster, man. It's gone. It's gone, man. It's gone. They just wanted to make it a nice, smooth design around here. They went to USB-C charging, which was nice. I mean, they did a great job with this phone. Still love it to this day. I wish they wouldn't have had that debacle because I had to shut this phone down and it doesn't connect. Well, it could connect to the network. I don't know. But because I had to shut it down, I had to move over temporarily to the Galaxy S7 Edge, which was the worst Samsung phone in history. That phone freaking sucked. And oh my God, it was like the worst 3 months of my life using that phone, or 6 months. I don't know how long it was, but it was awful, man. But that's the Galaxy Note 7. Great balls of fire. That phone was awesome. But shortly after that debacle, they bust out with this bad boy. This is the Galaxy Note 8 right here, and just freaking jet black. Look how black that phone is. That is the absence of color. They moved to put the fingerprint scanner on the back of the phone, which was fine. Wait a minute. Let's go back. This is kind of an impromptu video, man. So y'all bear with me, man. I didn't write a whole bunch of the notes down. I just wanted to reminisce. I'm forgetting some things, but I'm going back. I forgot to talk about the eyeball scanner. They got an iris scanner in this Galaxy Note 7 / aka 6. This was revolutionary as well. They got the iris scanner and it worked great even at night. Midnight, it just shines infrared light into your eyeballs and opens up your phone. Man, that was clutch. Good security there. Forgot to mention that. Then they decided to remove that thing, or did they? Is that still in here? I think it's still in here, in this one right here. But the cameras got a lot better because they went to a dual camera setup. They got that blood sensor right there, or the blood, I forget. So unprofessional. I don't care, man. I'm just reminiscing. But they do have that fingerprint scanner right there, which I kind of hated because on the 7, it started working really well on the 7 right here at the bottom. Now, because they wanted to expand the display, they had to move that button off the Galaxy Note 7, which was another revolutionary thing. Now, remember, this is the 8 revolutionary phone. They had to move it to the back next to this sensor right here, which was fine. I ended up getting used to it. And what I miss about it is that I could pull my notifications down just by swiping up right here. If you got fairly large hands, you can just grip this bad boy and just swipe down, get your notification panel down real quick and just move on. The cameras were awesome on here. Loved it. As you can see, I do have a crack right there. Man, this crack actually happened. I don't know, from 2 feet off the ground, it landed on a metal rail. I was so upset. But this is it, man. This is the Galaxy Note 8. This is when they introduced the Galaxy, the Bixby button. Straight trash. I wish you could customize that for something else. In some cases you can if you root and stuff like that. But revolutionary stuff, man. You got the in-display buttons right there with the haptic feedback. That's pretty awesome. I actually use this phone for my gimbal, for my active track and, a lot of gimbal functions that I use. So this phone is still in operation today. I use it all the time. The software, great software, except they decided not to update this thing. So we're done with updates for the Galaxy Note 8. So if you're using it, you're not going to be able to move on to the Android 10 and 11, which is a shame because this is still a great functioning phone. If you have it today and you're using it, kudos to you because this thing is still awesome, man. My wife did not want to upgrade to the Note 10 when I did, and she didn't even want to upgrade to the Note 20 like I did. She still loves this phone. So yeah, man, if you're using it today, it is a great phone. Keep on doing your thing. But as you can see here, Samsung did step it up a couple of notches, meaning that they did not have a notch. Like the iPhone was going through. Oh man, everything was great about this phone, man. Good speakers. It still had a headphone jack all the way up until we get to, I believe, the Note 9. The phones have headphone jack. So we got headphone jack, headphone jack, headphone jack, headphone jack. We skip to the Note 10. The headphone jack is removed, but we still have this USB-C, of course, and we still got that S Pen. But on this one, you can actually do, oh wait, no, this is not the air gesture one. My bad. But on this one, you do get the always on display, as well as the on or the screen off writing that you can do here, which was super awesome because sometimes you don't need to open up your phone just to jot something down real quick. That was always appreciated. So Samsung is always leveling up on their phones, which is good. It's just that I still miss the IR blaster, man. I don't understand why you can't just squeeze that in right there somewhere. I'm gonna keep on talking about it because I miss it. Let's skip to the Note 10, man. Note 10, awesome phone. If you got the Note 10 or Note 10 Plus, you are still killing it in my opinion. And there was absolutely no reason to upgrade to the Note 20, which is a fabulous phone, man. The Note 10 was revolutionary to me because of this back right here and the addition of the third camera. So, I mean, you got to think about the jump from the Note 9 to the Note 10. It is a big difference. Like, it is worth upgrading from the Note 9 to the Note 10. In most cases, like from the Note 8 to the Note 9, that's not worth the upgrade. From the Note 4 to the Note 5 was not worth the upgrade. From the Note 1 to the Note 2 actually was, because that's first generation type stuff right there. But that's why I have the even numbers, because it was always worth skipping a generation because Samsung always releases something revolutionary on the second or the even year. So that takes me to the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. What are they going to name it first? The next one, right? Is it going to be the Galaxy Note 30? Or because they didn't do a Galaxy Note 11. Some people are saying it's going to be a Galaxy S21 and Note 21. Some people are even saying they're done with the Note next year. I don't know. I doubt it. I highly doubt that. So is it going to be the 30 or the 21? Who knows? But the distance between these two, as far as like the upgrading, it's not really that severe. I mean, the cameras are a little bit better. You definitely get a lot more options and stuff like that. Things snappier and faster, a little bit better display, slightly larger. You can see we're growing here as we go. So if I stack them all together from the bottom, you can see how these things just grow in width and length. So I mean, it is literally like the evolution of man. Like, you know, like the ape and the caveman standing up to the, you know, the Homo sapien we got today. That's crazy, man. But yeah, man, 2, 4, 6/7, 8, 10, and 20. This is the evolution of the Note. This is where we are today, man. We've gone from this S Pen that was just a kind of cheapy plastic device that was awesome for its time to an S Pen that has that tactile clicky feeling with like Bluetooth remote gestures. You can control your phone from like 10, 15 feet away to snap pictures and move slideshows and stuff. We've always been able to cast our screens. That's awesome to have this many generations and have that technology in there. They've always had fabulous cameras, but you can see the evolution of the camera. They're getting better and better and better. Fingerprint sensors are going all over the place. They got IR scanners. The Note lineup is awesome. That's all I got to say. And that's all this video really represents, is just the awesomeness of the Galaxy Note. So I really hope they do not discontinue the Galaxy Note line. I don't care if it's the 20 or 21 or whatever, but they did kind of jack things up with not naming this the 11, because it should have been the 11, to be honest with you. That way the revolutionary one would continue the trend that the even numbers are the revolutionary Note. Because I do believe that Samsung at some point is going to change the Note lineup. They're going to introduce a Galaxy Z Flip design, like that folding design, with an S Pen, and that is going to be our new Note devices. That's going to happen someday. Now, I'm going to go ahead and close out this video and let you know that this is not a case. I know some of you are like, what the hell does he have on the back of that phone? Because that's not the colors for the Galaxy Note 20. This is a color shift skin made by Sophie Guard. I do have some other skins I'll show you guys, but this one color shifts, and there's different colors of color shifts. So this was like, I don't know what this one was called, but there's different combinations of colors. So you got this purpley blue right here, depending on what color light you have it on. Then it turns into a greenish. Oh, that's beautiful, man. And from some angles, it even looks gold or brown. I don't think the camera's going to pick it up, but from some angles, I see like a gold. That is beautiful, man. Yeah, the camera's not going to pick it up, man. Cameras are funny that way. But I'm seeing all kinds of colors here. And it was the closest thing I could find to mimic this beautiful Aura Glow right here that they came out with for the 10. Either way, man, I am no expert on this kind of stuff. But what I do know is the Galaxy Note lineup is where it's at, man. It's not about the S. It's about the Galaxy Note series. Man. But I got to send this one back, man. So I'm going to have a gap in my Galaxy Note collection. Maybe someday when I'm balling like that, I'll just buy one of these outright and just add it to the collection and not use it. That's some baller stuff, man. My man Grant Cardone says, if you can't buy it twice, like stupid stuff, right? Don't buy dumb stuff unless you could buy it twice with passive income. I live by that rule, but I can't buy things twice. I usually can buy things once with passive income. Twice, that's seriously balling. I'm not Grant Cardone balling. So once I get to the point where I can buy things twice with passive income, maybe I'll buy Galaxy Note 10 just for collector's sake. But otherwise, this thing's got to go, man. Hey, man, I got to get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all going down memory lane with me, just reminiscing about these phones. I still say the Galaxy Note 4 is the best feeling phone. Even though people complain about the back being plastic, I like this leathery feel. I like the metal body that you can easily grip, that hard coreness, man. And I love that stinking IR blaster. Samsung, hashtag bring back the IR blaster. Can we get that? Oh, man, come on, Samsung. Oh, so you wanted them cats that like to just run up in a place, take what you want, then leave, huh? Man, you better hit that subscribe and notification button. That way you know when I'm over here opening up new stuff. And while you're down there, you may want to consider tapping that join button and becoming a member, because membership has its perks. See, that wasn't so bad. All right, man, I appreciate you, and I'll see you at the next one.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?